Hello! So today we have got beater bar assembly off of a Dyson DC24, I believe the number is, and it's a smaller Dyson, older Dyson, and what sometimes happens is, well, what often happens is the beater bars get full of hair. I have got a wife and a daughter, and they've got hair like the tail of a horse, so this gets clogged up. Now, what you should do on these guys is on this end here, you'll see it looks like a whistle shape, and there is a little plastic screw right here. If you just pop that counterclockwise a corner turn like that, what you can do is you can pull the tip of the whistle like that. This pops off, and then this whole bar assembly will pull out, and you can clean it. Excuse the disgusting hair. Now, down at the end here, we've got a little drive cog, and I'm not sure if that's gear driven or belt driven. I'll find out soon. But if for some reason that stops turning, it could be that hair has gotten in there and wound around, or it could be that gears are stripped or something. But if you do find yourself in a situation where your beater bar doesn't turn anymore, even after you've cleaned it, good news is Dyson have got really good warranties. This happened to me before, and I actually just called, and Dyson sent me a great replacement unit, popped it on, and it worked for a number of years. While I'm here, I'll show you the way you pop this off the tip of your vacuum cleaner. Is there's a little retainer clip. It might be red, it might be silver, but you'll note that there is a little slot that fits a screwdriver, and all you need to do is pop that retainer clip up and off, and that'll release the head from your machine if you want to do work separate, or if you want to replace it. So there you go. Now, unfortunately, I popped off the head, removed the beater bar, cleaned the hair off, put it back on, and what happened was the bar spun a little tiny bit. So there's a little bit of motion, which is good. To me, this piece feels quite tight, so I think there is hair. My machine's out of warranty, so I can't send for another, so I'm gonna have to go in, and the way I'm gonna do it is in each of these little holes you've got a hex or a Torx head, and I'm gonna remove those, take this apart, and see what's inside. So I'll let you know what I find out. Okay, my friends, we've got 7 screws laying on the table, and it turns out that they are Torx head. However, if you're lazy or you don't have Torx bits, you can take a hex bit, and the size is a 2mm. And if you're really careful, don't strip your heads, you can twist those out. And the holes are as follows: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you'll be able to take this grill faceplate off of that head unit. Those tricky little Dyson designers, they have a little surprise for us, and that is there's a little sweeper brush piece that inlays in this slot, and they've snuck 2 additional screws. So we've got a total of 9 screws. And if you look right here and right here, same size screw, and you can get it out with the hex wrench, but you need to get those 2 out before the face will free up. Okay, once you've got all the screws out, this is what you'll find. Over here, you've got a control board. There's chips on the back of it. Here's a few resistors, capacitors here, and they lead over to this side. And this is going to be a brushed DC motor. And the linkage over here, you've got a cog coming off the armature of the motor over to the drive piece for the beater bar, and that has a little belt on it. So from what I can tell, the belt seems to be intact and the bogey wheels do, but I'm just going to go one step further to make sure that there's no hair in on that bogey wheel. In order to have a look at these bogies, you're going to have to remove one more screw, and it is right there, and that is a Torx 7 to get that out. And by the way, I found out that the torque size for the rest of the screws is a 10, a T10. And the last screw to look at is right down the barrel of that drive pulley, and that is also a T7. Okay, when you get this assembly off, what I've done is the right side of that belt, I've flipped off the motor, and you'll see that this is actually a spring-loaded affair that keeps tension on the beater brush bogie. Okay, and here we have our gross problem. So I've removed the screw inside the barrel, and we take that off, and what little nest of nastiness do we have here? That is what's causing the friction that is stalling the motor, and that is a little bed of hair. So assumption is remove that bed of hair and things will work again. Stay tuned. All right, what appeared to be a few strands, well, it very well may be a few strands of the horse tail that my wife and daughter have, but that there is your problem. So I'm going to put this back together, and dropping a few drops of oil down there couldn't hurt while it's open, but I expect that that will be problem solved. I don't have to buy a new Dyson. Yay! Right, when you're reassembling, this is what it looks like. That little capacitor circuit logic board there is sitting flat behind the clear face. We've replaced the bogey carriage, and don't forget to stick that Torx screw back in there, and then we'll put the cap back on. Okay, when you're putting this back together, this nose strip is actually where the screws screw into. So that just fits on here. Here's our trusty DC24. He's been part of the family forever. And look at that, it's even got war wounds that take it down to the white plastic. I don't want to give him up. He's so cute and light. I was telling you that to get the head unit off, you pop out a retainer clip. And to put it back on, I'll just show you, that's where the electricity is coming down and it's plugging in here. So not rocket science here. You take the end, you shove it on. I'm not sure if I can do this one-handed, but maybe I can. There we go. And then what you do is you take the retainer clip, and note that you got the sticky outy bit. I'm not sure that that's a true technical term, sticky outy bit, but the retainer clip just slides in right there, and your head is reattached. So the last thing to do is to see if it churches. Hold your ears. Ta-da! Beauty bar fixed. Lump of hair was the cause. Money saved. Hundreds. So just for kicks, I took the original head unit that I had, the pre-warranty replacement, to see, was it the same problem? So here's that piece you've seen before. Difference here is this one spins freely. So it's not a big glom of hair caught in there. So what is it? And I had noted that on the piece I had said gears stripped. So it sounded like tick, 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 tick. And upon closer observation, it looks like this little tip bit is worn. And also the bar that mates with it is also worn. So this one wouldn't have been a quick fix. At minimum, you would have to replace this bar and possibly the wear on this bogey wheel would not be so bad that it would turn a new bar. Or you would have to replace, if you could, this little piece here as well as the bar. So that wouldn't have been such a quick fix. So I thought I'd throw that in as a little bonus. Good luck on your fix. Hey, thanks for sticking it out to the end and watching this video. Hey, if you found this of value, I'd really appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up and stay tuned for other Fix-It videos. Ciao.